Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Karibuni tena. Welcome to our Thursday live session.
Yeah,
Karibuni. As usual, let's tag our friends. We don't want anyone to miss this.
absolutely. I'm Nicole Hanselman. If you've joined in, do tag your friends. Tell us your name. Sometimes we don't get to know who's on. Tell us your name. Say hi to us from wherever. If it's good morning, good night, whatever it is. Say hello, say hello, say hello.
Mhm. And I'm Yvette Onyando, and I'm happy to be here. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to a very informative discussion. Welcome once
Absolutely.
more. Always nice to have you guys here with us. And we appreciate you as usual. Thank you so much for the support. And it's a journey. We are all in this together. We are seeking growth. You're seeking excellence. You're seeking better living.
Absolutely.
Karibuni. Mhm.
You're speaking better. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go on my phone. Allow me some 2-3 minutes. I'm going to go on my phone and tag some of my friends so that they don't miss out. And today we are streaming in 3 places actually. So you can find us wherever. If you are a YouTube person, you can find us on YouTube if you prefer YouTube to this. So we are everywhere today. Let's go on and tag our friends. In fact, maybe we could do a recap of what we talked about last time. The network didn't behave on Monday.
Oh, yeah, yes. And apologies for that. Sometimes the network just gets the best of us. But yes, so this week we've been having our relationship week, and we were talking about relationships, good relationships, toxic relationships, how to be in, relationships that help us to develop, relationships that you're gonna enjoy. And what did we talk about? Yeah, we talked about networking, the kind of friends that we want in our networks, the kind of romantic relationships that we want to have, relationships with our families, and setting healthy boundaries, being able to be ourselves when we're in these relationships. And what
Yeah.
else did we talk about?
We did mention
Yes,
a
yeah,
little bit about the tips, on tips of making sure that we are in a good place. You remember we talked about like living
self
consciously.
love.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, and I remember that we stated that for you to really appreciate a good relationship, you have to love yourself first. So you have to be in a good relationship with yourself first, then you'll be able to, to pour out that love to others. Yeah, so this is where conscious living and, just choosing to live your life consciously, this is where it comes in, and it's really, really, really critical. If you're
yeah.
going to be in good relationships with others, then you have to be in really, really good relationship with yourself. Tell yourself all the positive things, love yourself, appreciate yourself, and just be your authentic self.
Yeah. So today we do have Alice on, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, guys, you remember Alice? She talked to us about what living consciously some time back, and she's back today to talk to us about, developing conscious relationships. So just choosing to be in conscious relationships. It's
Yeah,
very possible to have that relationship that you dream of. You just have to be
yeah.
conscious about it.
Yeah, we do mention
Mm.
about conscious living a lot, and in relationships, we did say about you have to love yourself first and stuff like that, and we have to make conscious and be intentional about our choices and stuff.
Mm.
Being conscious will make us accept ourselves more, being self-aware and stuff. So I'm excited about what Alice Njambi has in place. She gives us last time she was just pouring and pouring and pouring.
Mm, mhm, mhm, mhm.
Absolutely adore her. I had to stop her. Like, you know what? Wait. You have a workshop coming
Yeah.
on. Don't give us everything. Save some for your workshop. Save some for your
Yeah,
work.
and I hope you guys, someone managed to attend her workshop. She's amazing. This lady is just amazing.
It's beautiful.
In any area of your life, whether it's making decisions about your career, making decisions about your family,
Mm.
whatever it is, whatever decision that you need to make, she's just the right person to talk
Go
to.
to God. Yeah, go to God. And then, we're so honored to have her because she never says no to us when you want her.
Yeah, yeah, and she's
She
always
says no.
excited to be here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can see some people have joined. Do say hello to us. Say anything. Good morning. Whatever it is, wherever you are, say hello to us. Tell us who you are and where you're joining from. It's nice to have you around. It makes it even more interesting. Alice is ready for us. We do love our drum rolls. Are you that? Drum roll. Drum roll. Everybody help me welcome Alice
So are we
Njambi.
ready? Are we ready for Alice?
I bet they are. I bet they are. Remember to keep on tagging your friends. When you're enjoying something, when you're learning new things, you want to learn it with the people you care about. That is what sharing is all about. I don't see the point of enjoying something and learning something and sharing with the people that I love. They're the ones that I want to make sure that, you know what, I found this gym.
Yeah.
Let's share it. Anyway, we are drum roll. Yeah, Pastor drum roll. Alice, come on.
Alice. Hey, hi Alice. Karibu sana to our live session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Karibu sana,
Yeah,
Alice.
it's
Alice,
always
you know what?
nice to have you.
We'll start you from the beginning because there are people who are just joining us today. They don't know who Alice is. You know, like, oh, yeah, hearing Alice, who is Alice and stuff. So, Alice, we'll let you tell us about yourself. Tell the audience who you are and what you do.
All right. My name is Alice, but I like using my alias, the Conscious Coach. And I'm a life coach, and I'm very passionate about inspiring people to live consciously with themselves first, which is what Yvette was talking about, self-love and self-awareness. Then living consciously with other people around them, which is part of the topic that we're going to have today, which is relationships. And then, of course, living consciously with the environment. I mean, we only have one earth, one planet. So how do we live? Are we purposeful, or are we intentional with our environment as well? And I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to be sharing this topic with you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Can't hear you, Nicole.
For those who don't know much about you and how you got here.
Okay. I personally got into actually coaching and the whole idea about
Alice, sorry, I think your network is breaking.
Okay. Can you hear me?
You broke a little bit, Alice.
Now we can.
Let me try it. Am I listening me?
You broke a little bit, Alice. It's breaking a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
When you
ask
that, yes,
no,
it's
I'm
clear
good.
when you ask that. But yeah, just go on. Then in case you're breaking, we'll just let you know.
Okay, yeah. Let me know when if it's not clear, I can switch to my phone actually. And as I was mentioning earlier, I got into this whole idea of conscious living through my own personal transformation journey. That started, I think, in 2017. Yeah, it had started earlier, but it just got more momentum in 2017 after I went through a divorce, and so much was happening, and I was not liking what was going on, where I was, who I was, and all that. And that's when I started asking myself these questions. The questions of, I think the one main question was, how did I end up here? Because what I had, the picture I had in my mind about how my life was going to turn out was totally different from what I was. I mean, and where I was at that point. So I started asking myself these questions. And can you hear me?
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Yes,
And
yes, we can.
wonderful. And this is how I actually.
You
Yes,
prefer seeing our faces? Okay,
Yes.
go on.
Okay.
The platform.
The strength in numbers.
So I can be able to tell when you go like.
I know how it feels. I tried it solo, and when I'm on my own, I'm like, where's my vet? Where's my vet? It feels different.
Yeah.
Go on, my darling.
Thank you. As I was mentioning, I started with me. I keep on saying I was my own first client because I started asking myself. I stopped running away from myself, so to speak. I stopped running away from my circumstances. I stopped running away from my situation. I stopped running away from I end up here. What did I do? What did I not do? What was right? What was not right? What was my contribution? How did I show up here and here? And that's how I got into coaching. And that's after going through that journey, the dots started connecting. And I was like, oh, okay. So this decision led to this decision. When this happened and I did not do anything, or this is what I did, this is how I ended up here. And it was like, oh my God, it was such an aha moment. I'm like, oh my goodness, I have been sleepwalking through my own life. I was not awake. And that's the whole idea. That's where the idea of conscious living came from. It's not just it's a very simple concept, and it simply just means, being more aware and being more awake, being more purposeful and intentional with your thoughts, with your emotions, with your actions, with your words, and taking responsibility for it. And since then, I started seeing a transformation in my own life. I started sharing the message, and I could see, and I've never looked back since then.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Right.
Being purposeful, being responsible. And we notice that when it comes to being responsible and purposeful and stuff, when we stop doing some of these things, that's when we start being depressed, and start being sad, because we're not being part of our lives. Like you said, you are not even awake. You're not living your life. You're just there like a walking dead.
There.
I like that. Absolutely.
Hi,
like that.
hi. Hi, guys. You can see me and hear me? Okay, great. So what I was saying is that
we can hear you.
I think it's breaking on your end, Yvette.
Hi. Hi.
Yvette, I think your network went off for a bit, or I'm not so sure who's affected yours. Try that again. Try what you're saying again, please.
Okay, so what I was saying is that I saw part of Alice's journey, and especially at this time when she was more awake, or should I say woke, and so she started posting these very inspirational things on her social media, really inspirational stuff that also really made me look deep into myself and question some things about me. I even went through, some coaching sessions with her, and so it's a big yay to conscious living for me. I would encourage everyone, to just make that decision to be conscious. Everything that we do, every situation that we find ourselves in is as a result of a decision that we made, consciously or unconsciously. And then, most of us do things unconsciously without knowing that we have the control to follow some parts consciously. And Alice, on relationships, sometimes you find ourselves dating the same person, but in different bodies. We always find ourselves ending up with this someone that has those qualities that we that are not so desirable to us. And even if we change and, we say, okay, no, now I'm not going to date this person, I'm going to date this other person. But then this new person still has those those qualities that are not so desirable to us. Yeah. So it means that what could it be something we are doing wrong, some wrong decisions you're making, or is it just luck? Is it kurogwa, for some people? So tell us,
different cars.
What's a conscious relationship?
Yeah.
That's a good question. And I can tell you for a fact, sio kurogwa.
Yeah,
are you sure?
I can tell you for a fact, sio kurogwa.
You are working overtime.
You don't need any sort of deliverance. Become conscious of the patterns that you're repeating. Because what usually happens is, most of the time, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Awesome.
Yes.
Fantastic. I thought I'd lost you. Awesome. I thought I'd lost you. Actually, what happens in such situations is we keep on repeating unconscious patterns. We are not aware. So we keep on, like you said, Yvette, we keep on dating the same person, only that they're in different skins, so to speak. But what we really are not awake to is the patterns that we keep on repeating. I keep on saying the issue is not that you keep attracting this kind of guys, or this kind of guys keep on coming into your life. The issue is what is attracting you to them. Why do you say yes to them? The issue is not that, you keep on, like, say for example, getting attracted to players. The issue is, why do you keep on giving your number? That is when you start looking at what is it about me that is that is actually inviting these relationships into my experience. Then you're able to change. Otherwise, and that's the thing, we are very unconscious about ourselves. We are very unconscious. We are not awake. We are not aware. We really don't give much thought about, okay, fine, I'm getting into this relationship. What do I want? How do I want to show up in it? What is it about? And how do I want to be loved even? What am I giving and what am I receiving in this relationship? Most of the time, we don't give thought into that. A guy comes in, he vibes you, you're feeling nice because umekatiwa, umeambiwa ni msupu, pap, umejipata ndani. And then you start asking yourself, yeah,
anything that comes goes.
That's the thing.
That is so funny. My sister is always in my case telling me because I'm picking in a way, I'm not badly picking or negatively or whatever, but I am picking. I know my standard. I know what I expect. I know what I want and how I want it. It's because I've been lucky to be treated well. I've been lucky to be with good people. I've been lucky to choose the right people for me. But I still know what I deserve and where I want to be in a relationship. You see? So my sister's like, you know what? You are really fussy. You leave people for petty things. I'm like, it's not really petty. It's important. For me, I know my values and what I want. I know I value peace. I value my peace and I value my freedom. So if you're coming into my life and you want to take away that peace because you think relationship people have to fight to show that they love each other, I show you out. Because I don't have that energy to fight. I don't have that energy for negativity. I don't have that space for that. And I have very zero tolerance for that. And my sister like, oh my God, she doesn't get it. But I still don't know. I might be wrong in my way. Sometimes we get stuck up with our ways. I might be wrong in my way. But you, as a conscious coach, what did you tell me? What did you tell me about that?
you know, you're actually getting it. And the thing is, most people don't give themselves time to sit and think about that. You know, what is it that I want? What are my values? When I'm getting into this relationship, what am I expecting to get out of it? And not just what am I expecting to get out of it, what am I giving in return, you know? And what are my non-negotiables? And to someone else, non-negotiables could be petty. Because I mean, we are all different. We all value different things. And so if like, for example, what you think about my non-negotiables are petty and they're important to me, then what that simply means is we're not aligned. And so let me relate with someone else who will actually appreciate that this is important to me. And the same thing, when someone else tells me something and I find that it is petty, then it just means either I don't value them enough, or if it's really sort of rubbing me the wrong way, then we're not aligned. And that's the thing. You are not supposed to just date anyone. You're not just supposed to be with anyone because you want love. You get, and that's the thing that I think most of us really do. We get into relationships very unconsciously. We have
Somebody's
no purpose.
commented about
We have no intention. We don't even know what we want to go. Being told nice things, but we rarely sit to think, okay, so where is this headed? And am I headed the right way? Are we aligned? Are we walking the same route? Or we are walking, you remember the term that we were taught in primary, parallel.
Okay. Alice,
You remember that?
Alice, I think you're breaking a little bit. And then we are being told there's an echo. I'm not so sure from whose end. So, do you have any other gadgets that are? Do you have any other gadgets around?
Let me.
Personally, I don't think I have. Okay. Yeah. Anybody with any? Okay. Can you talk?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. I think it's gone. If there's still echo, please let us know. Cool. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, about the primary school thing, what you were taught.
I'm good.
Yeah. Then when you used to draw maths, you know, the parallel lines. You know, parallel lines are working together. I mean, they're headed in the same direction, but they will never meet. Most of us are in relationships like that. You are with someone, you think you're working together, but really parallel. Their thoughts are this way, your thoughts are this way. You know, the things that you want to probably maybe grow in life are totally different from what they want. But you are together. It will be of relationships, you know. But then you come in, you are
okay. I think we're breaking again. Mind's repeating that for us?
Okay.
Okay. We got to until like talking about the parallel lines. We might think that we have our thoughts aligned with somebody, but they are not. And then from there, we didn't catch on what you're saying.
Oh, okay. Just I was just explaining the same thing. It's the same way you have two people living under the same roof, but they're living totally different lives, right?
Yeah.
They have different aspirations, they have different values, but yet they are together. They're saying they're in a relationship, but they're not really working together. Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, Alice. Also, let's
Yes.
not forget, we ladies, and most of the times you are told, ukichagua sana utachelewa. You know, like there's a time limit for us.
Yeah.
So, what's your
Yeah.
thoughts on that? And I think that is what is making most people just settle for, the first person who tells you you're beautiful.
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts on that? Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm breaking. I can see Kelvin saying I'm breaking. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Okay.
At
I
some
think
point, you're
today net
breaking
has
at
just.
now.
Oh yeah, sometimes
Okay.
it's just that. Cool.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry. Today my net provider has decided to, but bado show itaendelea, si ndio? Awesome. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I remember. What I was mentioning is, I remember when we were growing up, we used to be told, ukiona meka sana, pick Mr. Left and bring him to the right. Are you getting? And then akwe Mr. Right. In other words, just pick the guy who's next to you and
Yeah.
mtenda kuchwania uko mbele. And it's the same thing that Yvette you're saying. And what would I say? I would use myself as my own example. You know, as be used as an example. Tulikimbilia because we thought, okay, my God, this is time is ticking, or for this reason or for the other. And then what do? You end up spending so much time with someone, and yet building on what do they call it, house of cards. The foundation is not right. So what would happen?
Okay, we have a just bear with us sometimes. You were breaking
Sorry, I didn't
again,
get that.
sweetheart.
You were saying,
Whoa.
as after building a house of cards,
Yeah.
so after that you're pretty much breaking.
Yeah.
I was saying, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I was saying it's rushing to get into a relationship because either you're thinking time is moving, or what will people say, or you need to have a baby, or this or this. If you're getting into a relationship for the wrong reasons, it's similar to building a house of
Yeah.
cards. You know, wind kidogo tu itakuja, and that's it. You know, it's gonna just demolish the house. So instead of that, imagine taking 10 years or 15 years to build a house of cards. Someone comes and tips it like this and it crumbles. All that energy, all that time, all those financial resources, emotional investments, for it to crumble. Wouldn't you rather spend more time building the right foundation? And that's the whole, yeah. And I think that's the message, especially to younger girls. That's the message that
Okay.
us guys as older,
See that you are breaking again, but that's all right. There are things you can't control. We are getting you. We are learning something still. I'll go ahead and welcome everybody who is joining us today. Today we are streaming almost everywhere. We are on YouTube too. So some people are joining us from YouTube. Some people are joining us here in our Success Your Way movement group. So yeah, do say hello to us when you join. Feel free to ask questions and engage. Be involved in the comment section and stuff. It's always fun to know what you guys are thinking and stuff. So let me see whether we have any questions. So let me read some comments. You look beautiful, ladies. Once you love yourself, you won't tolerate nonsense. I realized that the hard way. Self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. Once you love you, you're not waiting for somebody else to give you that love. No. Thank you, Lovin. The thing about most ladies is they set up and imaginary standards where they themselves personally can't even have equalized to. I believe really will a man settle for a lady once a 9 and she's a 2. I'm not gonna answer that. Alice, what do you think of that? We want a 9 when we are at 2.
At 2. What's even at 2?
That is bad. That is bad. Yeah. Alice, that's a question to you. What do you think? I think Alice is breaking. Yvette, what do you think about this? What's your comment on this?
The comment is it all comes down to working on yourself as a person so that you're attracting your own, your own kind of people.
So if you're at 2, stay to at 2.
No, work on yourself. Why? First of all, I don't know about the scales. I don't know what's a 1,
the scale.
Who's categorized under 2 and who's categorized under 10. But it's all about, wholeness, feeling whole as a person and being comfortable with who you are. And once you're at that place, then you're able to attract whoever you want to be with, and you'll be comfortable with them and they'll be comfortable with you. So there won't be this 9-2 imbalance kind of thing. That's what I think.
Yeah, confidence goes a long way. If you're comfortable in your own skin, it doesn't matter. Nobody created themselves. It's God who created us. Nobody created themselves. Whatever was given to you was given to you. Whether you have all the limbs in the world or you haven't got any, that's not. But your self-esteem, your confidence, your self-acceptance is what gets you what you want, a person you want. But you don't go down demanding from that person the things that you can't provide for yourself. It's not gonna work. I think that's where the parallel comes. Okay, Alice, I still wanted to tackle that question. It's not really a question, but the discussion. The thing about most ladies, they set up an imaginary standards where they themselves personally can't even have equalized to.
I think Kelvin has absolutely nailed it right there. And that is the biggest challenge with most ladies. The thing is, when it comes to like a list of the type of man that we want, to my list, number 1 to 100, God, this is the kind of man I want. But we rarely ask ourselves, am I the kind of person who this man would want to date? We rarely ask ourselves, if this person was, if I was this person, would I want to date Alice? And that's the thing. You can't be a 2 and you're asking for a 9. It would never work. And it would never work. And if you're a 9, would you be looking for a 2 yourself? So you have to step up. You have to step up. And this is not just for ladies. This goes both ways. You'll hear men saying, I want a woman who's good, who can do 1, 2, 3, and this and this and this. But if you ask them, can you be able to handle that kind of a woman?
Can you handle? Or will you want her to come down to your level? Will you try and mold her into something that because you didn't fit, now you're to you. Bring her down, or you don't want her to grow and change and develop and be better. You think, competition or whatever. Goes both ways. I like that. I absolutely like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want us to go out of the topic, but I still think it's related. Sometimes men have this standards that they have for us too. Yeah. And they'll start going like, oh, I don't know, that women are after this, women are after that. No, actually, maybe it's you who's not prepared to date that kind of a person. You find that girl already in her own house, driving her own car, doing her own thing, owning her own business. You find her owning her own world, right? It doesn't mean that men did that to her. The men before you are doing that for her. It doesn't necessarily mean that. So if you're come knowing that you're coming to a person of your level, or just keep going. Don't go about gold diggers and stuff and dissing women and saying women are this, women are that. No, if you're not prepared, just go and get. If you're a 2, go for the 2. Yeah, this is not about just money. You're talking about personality and everything. If you're a 2, go for your 2, or work on yourself, because you can always get better. You can always be that 9. We can all be that 9. At least that's what I see it as. So don't go like, oh, she's what. Don't go dissing other people for your own inadequacies. It's a fault on your part. Absolutely. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it all comes down to working on yourself and elevating yourself to be at that place where you attract what you wanna, what you wanna get. Yeah. So so from this talk seems that it's possible to be in that relationship that you wanna be in. I mean, coach, is it even possible? Tell us. So do you,
Yes,
or
it
in
is.
other words, let me paraphrase. In other words, do you have a control over the kind of relationship that we want to be in? Do we have a control, or do we
That's a
find
very good.
ourselves there?
That's a very good question, and I think for me that pretty much explains the difference between constant relationship. You are in control. You're always in control. You're in control of your thoughts. You're in control of your actions. You're in control of your words.
Pardon me. Okay, I think
And so
let me show her that.
once you are misbehaving.
Welcome back.
Don't worry, we've seen worse. We've seen worse. So you're basically saying we are in control of our actions. We are in control over what our thoughts. What did you say?
Our
Action.
thoughts.
Yeah.
I think we're in control of our actions, our thoughts, our words also.
And words did you say?
Did you say
Yeah.
our words also?
Sorry?
Okay. You're still breaking and stuff. So we are in control.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my net today.
Okay. Alice, you're still breaking, so I'll go back onto the comments for a bit. The thing about that.
This we already read.
Hi, Virginia. Thanks, ladies. Was great to
Hi,
be
Virginia.
here, ladies. Hi, right back. Both men and women have unrealistic standards. As Nicole said, if you want a man or a woman with a certain standard, you need to have the same standards you expect from someone else. Yeah, you can only work on yourself. Don't expect somebody else to do that for you. Yes, coach, exactly my point. Ask yourself, if I was her and she was me, or would I take her or him? And then yes, coach, it goes for genders. Coach said that you're breaking up. Yeah, I know. Alice, are you back? Alice, I
think she's fixing it.
Yeah, I think she's not back yet. But anyway, anybody who's joining, welcome. We're glad you're here. Just tell us your name, say hello to us, get involved in the be engaged. It works both ways. Learning works both ways. So, Yvette, what are some of the things that you wanted to cover today? We still have time, so we'll give Alice some time to come back to us.
Yes. Another thing is how do we control the kind of relationship that we end up in, and I really wanted coach to talk about that, so I'm not gonna spoil it. We'll reserve that for coach. Yeah. But yes, one big thing is, like she said, we are in control of our lives. So if we work on ourselves, if I want, a guy who works in whatever sector, then I should be well versed, with the happenings in that sector so that I can have conversations about that sector,
So you common and stuff.
Yes, just putting in some work. Yeah. Just so that I'm able to attract that kind of person. Some time back, one of the lady preachers said something that was so controversially taken. She advised young ladies, really young ladies, to move to the affluent neighborhoods and get, like tiny houses that they can afford in those affluent neighborhoods, because that then increased their chances of, getting the wealthy men. I don't know. I mean, I
You know
find it
what?
a little
You've had people
messed
say you
up.
can take somebody out of the village, but you can't take the village out of them.
Yeah.
You have to work on yourself. When these things
That's
come,
it. Yeah.
that's why we're not all the same. We're not all the same for that reason, because our thoughts are what control us. Alice, what do you think of what that lady said? What do you think of it? Should ladies go to those nice neighborhoods and hope to get that Prince Charming?
It's quite sad that is the kind of advice that we are giving to ladies, because what we are unconsciously telling them is, get someone to fix you. You want wealth and you want a shortcut. That's the route to get it, and which basically means that. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. It basically means that what we have nowadays are transactional relationships. It's transactions. Nipe nikupe. What are you giving me? My body, you're giving my is a good day.
Oh my God, you left us at transactional. You left us at we got until you said it's transactional relationship, and we missed all the important bits. You mind repeating that for us, please?
Yes, at all. And sorry about. Oh my goodness! Today my net is just fluctuating today.
Don't worry.
I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry about that, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. It's just that when it starts breaking, that's when we miss the point. But other than that, you're really audible and stuff. Go on. If you don't mind repeating, please repeat that for us.
Okay. No, I don't mind, and my apologies. Situation on the net side, and what I was mentioning is, when you're telling a lady to do that, what we are propagating are transactional relationships. Nipe nikupe. What is the need for me? Me, I want a man because I want financial security. So you get, and you go to those affluent neighborhoods, you get a financially wealthy person, and then ukokoyo relationship, that guy, you have everything in the house, right? But you don't have what we are all craving for as human beings: authentic connections,
affection,
love and beloved. Exactly. But so see, that's what you wanted. But instead of us having transactional, and then what happens? You start saying, oh, men are trash. This guy is never in the house. He's always, I don't know, cheating, gallivanting, uko inje. But see, what? You wanted a transaction. You got a transaction. That's what you want.
So I'll go back to the top, what we talked about then. You came at a 3 or 2, thinking that night will change your life.
Right? Exactly. Yeah.
You have a question from the audience. What advice would you give a person in a relationship with a cheating boyfriend and doesn't want to leave because they have a child? Okay.
Many ladies are in that scenario.
Yeah. And that's a very good question, because just right there, she's and that happens to a lot of people, by the way. Is you're there and you're thinking, I don't want to leave. I need to be here because I cannot be able to provide for myself, and so I need to be here for financial security. Or sometimes, God, if I leave not because because I have a child, and so nimekuwa less suitable, so to speak. but really you're staying there and breaking you down. And what happens, we actually take what other people's actions are as, we take it so personally, you get, like, okay, so he's
Okay, it's really bad now. What we'll do, Lynn, we'll have a comment replying to your question so that you understand what the coach was saying, what Alice was talking about on there. Alice. Wow. Alice, okay. I don't know. I think she's not even aware this time it's come off. Okay, so for cheating situations, first and foremost, we put ourselves in situations that we don't want to accept that we do. It's sad, it's bitter truth, tough love. We put ourselves in situations. All our choices matter. All our choices matter. It brings us to this. We've had Joyce. She works with Agile. She's been here before with us. And yesterday, or this morning or something, I was talking to her. And we were talking about really some legit points that you just wish you could have recorded and shared with everybody. And she was talking about, we were talking about the Agile mindset and everything. And we're talking about relationships and stuff. And in that, really important, profound points came out, including the fact that you have to be clear about what you want from that relationship, how you want to get into that relationship. So things like this cheating should have been discussed before. And she was giving me a story, an example of where you can go out with your guy, you're still boyfriend and girlfriend, children are not involved and stuff. You see them looking at other people and doing some other stuff, and you enable it, you let it go on, and it starts being okay from then. From the moment where you enabled it, you didn't put clear boundaries. You didn't tell them that, you know what, you're my everything, and I'm your everything. I am your best friend. I'm the most beautiful woman you have. You're the most handsome man I have. You don't putting all those, you're not clear from the onset. So down the line, that's when these things start coming up. That's when you start noticing these things.
Nicole, I think that sometimes also there are red flags, right from the beginning when a relationship is starting, and then you notice that someone is flirtatious, they have those cheating tendencies, that's the best time to have a discussion, set up the boundaries, the values, talk about it. Yeah. And if that thing persists, then you know what, you're not tied to this person. You're allowed to walk away at that point. Yeah. But also I understand where Lynn is coming from, because we live in a society where we're told that, you know what, African men will always cheat. And most of us ladies are told, we're familiar. We are always told familiar, and we end up staying in really unhealthy relationships for the sake of our children, because African men are this way or African men are that. So the society itself enables these, some of these things. But so that is where, making conscious decisions comes in. You choose to, walk off for the sake of your child. If it's not working, it's not working. Yeah. If he's cheating, at some point you're gonna be a stressed mom, and that is going to affect your child's health. So
it's not really, kids know when you're not happy. They do know. You're not happy, you're letting them do that. Why are you still staying? Sometimes we got to sit down with ourselves and have a meeting. Sit down with yourself and ask yourself, why am I in this relationship? Okay, I got here already. Why am I here? Why is it cheating? What am I doing contributing to this cheating? What am I doing? Yeah? Don't worry about him, that he's the one that was raised, I don't know how, he's disrespectful. Worry about yourself. Find you and accept you, know you, love you. And once you love yourself, there are things you'll never tolerate. You'll never tolerate. You won't wait until you're hit. You won't wait until he's fucking other people while he sat there with you. You won't wait until he's, I don't know, the ladies. In fact, I don't know. There's so much to say when it comes to cheating. I just told myself, I'm like, oh my God. For those who know me, I'm divorced. I was married back when I was 26, 27 or whatever. Yeah, I wasn't in that marriage for too long. a nice person, great person. You are still friends today. We are the best co-parents in the whole world. In the whole world, like literally. We do all that. But in our marriage, it didn't work. They just did something that to other people are thinking that was petty, Nicole. You shouldn't leave a person for that. But to me, it wasn't petty. To me, it was important to me because I know my value. Back when Facebook had started and people go there and you had farms, whatever, where you plant some crops, and there was a game on Facebook. You remember that?
Oh.
Where you planted a crop, farm something, and you would play there and you would chat with the ladies there. And then, for some reason, he started private chatting some other lady there, and they got to like each other. They promised each other nice things, fantasies and stuff. And he thought the girl was serious and the girl was into him, and he's a married man. And coincidentally, I came to realize I'm not the kind of person who goes on your phone and checking who you're chatting to. I don't do all that. But God wanted me to be revealed, and it was revealed to me that he was doing that. I'm like, you know what? I'm not having that. I am not having that. Yeah. To me, this is bad. Would you let me do it? Would you be okay with me doing it? No. Okay, so why are you doing it? So you're like, okay, let's see whether we can make things work. Let's talk about this and see whether it works. But at that point in his life, he didn't really want it to work that much. And at that point in my life, I think I was still hot-headed and I didn't want it to work. I already had my issues. We learned from our mistakes. I had my own issues and my own insecurities. So it wasn't going to work for us. So it worked out thing for us, actually. I'm seeing Alice back on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what also I can add on cheating, someone who cheats, either they're being adventurous or they are not feeling fulfilled where they are. And you know what, yeah? You don't have to be with that person, you know, in a romantic situation, a romantic relationship kind of situation. You can always be friends. If then you must have them in your life. Yeah, maybe your person is out there. There's always a reason things happen, and there's always a reason things get revealed to you.
Some people are
then
good,
you cannot have a conversation with this person. Yeah, I mean, yeah, some people are good as friends, you know. Yeah.
Hi, Anita.
So yeah, you don't have to condone cheating just because.
No.
Oh, hi, Anita. Thanks for coming.
Relationship are tricky. I like that your choice of words tricky.
No.
I don't like it when people say they are bad because they're not. There are people who are in wonderful relationships and are happy. So yeah, I like the way you're saying they're tricky. They can't be tricky. You can only work on ourselves. Okay, and then Alice, we did have really important questions to ask you. Some of these questions the audience are asking, I think we might answer them in the comment section because we might not be able to go back and
after
them again. Yes. So do you want to talk a little bit about toxic relationships? In fact, this is part of it, isn't it? We were going to ask you about toxic relationship. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Toxic relationships are there. Seems we've lost her completely.
And I'm here.
Okay.
I know.
There. Finally, welcome back, Alice.
Welcome back.
You. Today
money
is
has
just
been
one
poured
of
somewhere.
Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
Our village people are working hard.
Alice, we're waiting for you.
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Okay, we are trying not to repeat ourselves. So some of those things, some of these questions, we'll answer them in the comment. So we are going on and you the questions we wanted to ask you, some things we wanted to talk about today in regards to developing a conscious relationship, rather. So what do you think about what are toxic relationships? What do you think about toxic relationships in regards to conscious living?
Okay. The way I look at a toxic relationship is a relationship, and here I'm talking about a romantic relationship. A relationship should give you joy most of the time, and not all the time, but most of the time. But when you're looking at toxic relationships, it's usually the other way around. It's giving you pain most of the time. And joy is, you're getting joy out of the relationship just some of the time, which is actually inverted, because it should be the other way around. And the reasons why, some of the signs that we can tell that we're in a toxic relationship is there's a lack of support, there's a lot of competition in that relationship, there is drama in the relationship, there is a lot of insecurity issues, there's a lot of power play, you know. We when you're in a relationship, we think we are getting love, or we are trying to get love, but really what you're doing is we're not seeking love from a place of, you know, intimacy and authentic connections, but we are seeking it from a place of manipulation and guilt. And there are various ways where we do this, and we can most often see it either in ourselves or in the person that we are with if we're in a toxic relationship. And some of that is some of the ways we try to seek power play or control in a relationship is the number one, there's always the intimidator or the manipulator, or what we call narcissist, right?
Mostly, yeah, the social part.
This is the person, yes, this is either the man or the woman who says, it's my way or the highway. You know, if we don't do things my way, then I'm not happy. Lazima, it's either my way or the highway. Then we have other guys who are the interrogators. The way people try to seek control in a relationship. Ulikuwa wapi? Na nani? Ukifanya? Kwa nini? Basically, they're just trying to seek control. And then interrogators usually create people who are aloof. And aloof guys are the guys who try to seek control of the relationship by withdrawing. And I think especially ladies, we are very good at doing that. Kneel by mouth. Mseme kukosea, instead of, you know, sitting down and ironing it out, you keep quiet. By keeping quiet, you're burning inside, but what you're really doing is, I'm trying to get to him by keeping quiet. It's just, it's a sign of toxicity. Though we don't know that. It's a very huge sign of being in an unconscious relationship, because I want what's best for me in this relationship. I want what's best for you. Whatever happened here, this situation affected me in this way, and I didn't like it. Can we sit down and talk about it? But no, we don't know how to do that. So we know, okay, but them and so I need to hit back at them. So since I know they like doing this, I won't talk to them. So we either withdraw or we become aloof. And the other way we also try to seek control is what we call the poor me's. Waishe, how can you do that to me? Waishe, you said you wouldn't, mess up again. Waishe, and the way, I have been trying to do, and how dare you want to leave me after all that I did for you? What this person is basically, what this person is basically trying to do is to control you. Don't leave because you owe me, in other words. But do you really want to be in a situation where you're with someone because you're feeling chained? You're feeling chained to them. You're feeling they're unconsciously or consciously even maybe manipulating you to be in that relationship. And the thing about most toxic relationships, we confuse them for love, but actually what you're having is a lot of neediness and codependency. I need you to come and fix me. I need you to come and fill my holes, my HOLES, my emotional holes, and make me feel whole. And what we do when we place that, that responsibility of someone else fixing us, is it means they have to act in a certain way. They have to do things in a certain way, because once they do things in a different way, then they're not, they're not doing what you want them to do. And that basically means it's manipulation. That's not an authentic relationship, because an authentic relationship should be where it is okay. I am who I am and you're who you are. And we are okay with each other. And I don't need you to act like A, B, C, D in order for me to be happy. You get? I'm responsible for my own happiness. So I'm responsible. I'm taking 100% responsibility for my life, for this relationship, and for my own happiness. So I don't need you to act in a certain way to make me happy, which basically means I do not need you. And I do not need you because most of the time we use it when we are hurt and I don't need you. But really, what we are saying is, please come back. No, this type of relationship is coming from a place of, I choose to be with you. I don't need you because I am whole and complete in myself. And I desire you. I desire to spend my time with you. I desire to be with you. And because neediness is a whole other paradigm. Codependency is a whole other, like I need to please you, I need to act in a certain way. And what happens is, people who codependencies are usually the most common types of toxic relationships. And we always say, most of the time we don't know, but what we say, watu hawachani. Wakikosana lakini hawachani. And if you're on the outside, you're looking in, you're wondering, what the heck is wrong with those people?
How are you coping? Why are you dealing with that? They wonder, they don't get it. The thing is with relationship, most of the time, especially if you're in a relationship with a sociopath, you never get to know, because they chose you. They spotted you. They spotted the vulnerability. Their praise. They know. And then it reaches the point of dependence. You depend on him being the way he is, maybe the abuse and stuff. Him, it depends on the abusing you and stuff. You start depending on that. That's why when you leave, you come back. It's like a drug. And it's not really, it is your fault in a way, and it's not. Because he is a prey, he spotted you, brought you in. And being a sociopath, he wants you to need him and always need him, but he actually needs you more than you realize. He actually does. He wants you. And then he starts making sure that you are all his, so that whatever he tells you, you believe in it. So he'll start by, I'm talking about out of experience, he'll start making sure that you lose your friends and family in a clever way, very manipulative. He'll tell you, see what so-and-so did to you, how so-and-so is, and then you start noticing negative things about your friends and family. You start excluding them from your life, and then you're just with them. Then you'll be like, nobody else can love you like I do. And what he does with his love, it's just like, I don't know, just kidogo too. So when he gives you, it feels so nice. You feel so high. Just to keep you. Someone is zawadi, he bought you that dress. Oh, no man has ever bought me a dress. And then when he next day I'm abused, he's hit you, he's done I don't know what. Then he brings you that bottle of wine. Then you're like, oh, he's a nice man. Oh, he's a nice person. Or it can be both ways. And anyway, then you find yourself in this loop. In this loop where he wants you to be, and you can't come out. You can't see it. Everybody else is seeing it, but you're the only one who is not seeing it. Oh my goodness.
You've totally nailed it. And the only thing for me to add right there is just, the only way to get yourself out of it is not just to look at it that he chose you. The thing is, you also agreed to be chosen, right? It's not like he drags you into his house. It's not like he drags you for dates. He calls you, mumekosana, but you pick the phone. He calls you, he says, let's meet up. You take your two legs there, So when we start looking at this whole thing in terms of what's my role in this, how am I, what's my role in this, and starting to take responsibility for myself. You know what? This guy is a narcissist, and narcissists feed on poor me's. It's they feed on enablers. So how am I enabling your behavior? Absolutely. Every time you scream at me and you insult me, and I tell you you're hurting me, and then you tell me I'm sorry, you tell me you're sorry, and then you do it again, and I allow you to. I am playing a part.
Some have to tell you that you like it. Some have the nerve to tell you that you like it, and you're thinking, when did I start liking that? When did I even start liking that? Actually, guys, we are running out of time. We usually try to keep this an hour long. We really appreciate you being here. It's so wonderful. What a nice topic. 1 hour is never long enough, especially when it gets heated. It's absolutely amazing. And most of these topics are so wide, you can't cover them in one session. Like the toxic relationship thing is just a whole workshop on its own. I don't know whether the audience have anything else. We can always come back to such topics. We can always post them as comments. You can always keep on sharing, because this week is our relationship and friendship week rather. So if you have anything else you want to share, to bring up, you can always post and share together, because 1 hour is running. I don't know that if I to have something to say, then you can give Alice a chance to like finish up as we wind up. Use the next maybe 5 or so minutes to try and wind up. Yes, comment. Down to you, Yvette. Back to you, Yvette.
Can she hear?
Thanks, Nicole. Thanks, Alice. And thanks our audience too. I hope you can hear me, because my network is beginning to...
Can hear you.
Oh, okay. Network is acting up. I'm not even sure I'm audible.
Sorry.
But thank you, Nicole, Alice, and our audience. What's really coming up?
Okay. I think Yvette is struggling. Alice, I think that position is bad. When you're in that position, you start breaking.
I agree.
Have you noticed? So, Alice, allow me to give you some time to just finish up the topic, and then tell us anything else you want to say as we. Done. Your time.
Okay. Thank you, my dear. And like you mentioned, this is such a broad topic. It would take so many more of these to even cover just one, just toxic relationships in itself. It would take us probably a quarter to cover just that. And maybe what I can be able to add to this whole conversation is, when we are talking about conscious relationships, conscious is just that, meaning we are awake and aware. So we are not observers in our own relationships. We are active participants. And being an active participant starts with knowing myself. As Alice, what do I want? What are my values? What am I doing in this relationship? And I can tell you, even from my own experience, sometimes I used to be in relationships that hata sijui nafanya nini hapo, niko tu, and when you're in that kind of a space, you can be able to grow. And I have seen people, I have even seen from my friends around me, from my own experiences, from posts on social media, people stifling each other's growth, you don't want someone to grow because atagrow kuache. But really, if you're in a conscious relationship, number one, you are both growing as individuals, and then you're also growing in your own relationships. And what happens in most unconscious relationships is one person grows, the other person amebaki chini. Then what do we start saying? Oh, alipata job akaanza kuringa. Oh, alisijifanya nini akaanza kuringa.
Making excuses.
But the thing is, the thing is, we are not looking at ourselves. We are not looking at how are we contributing in this relationship. What's our role in it? When I'm behaving this way, when I'm talking this way, when my actions are this, when my decisions are this kind of decisions, am I jeopardizing my relationships, or am I growing? Am I enabling this, or am I? And that is what conscious relationships are all about. It should be about growth. It should be about a purpose. You have a common purpose. One to you, Eve, and I see that a lot, and I've experienced that. you're like, Aki, by the way, I don't like the way he does 1 2 3, but imagine tukiwana ata change. Imagine nikiendelea kumwombea sana ata change. Imagine, yes, tukianza kufanya nini ata change.
Man, you can't change somebody.
Exactly. Fasting.
Not gonna
exactly.
happen.
And I think that is one of the hugest things that we ought to realize. By the time you're asking me out and I'm saying yes, I'm not there to change you. You know, I'm not there to do your inner work for you. Wefanya, do your inner work. Let me do my inner work. Let us meet to kiwa whole. I am not saying, oh yeah, oh God, please, I change to you. You know, oh God, maybe if I change my hairstyle, maybe nikieka nywele kama ya Nicole ata change. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think for me that is the main thing about when I'm walking in, you know, what do I want out of this relationship? How am I showing up? How is my showing up? You know, is it helping me? Is it helping the other person? Am I supporting the other person, or am I stifling their growth? You know, are we growing in the same direction, or are we growing apart? And I think for most couples, it is so unconscious that people grow apart. You wake up 10 years later, unashanga, who the heck is this?
Ni dadako, ama ni bwanako, ama ni nani?
Exactly.
You wake up one day and it feels like it happened overnight. Unashindaga muishi na brother.
Exactly. Yeah. Or they turn out to be a complete stranger, hata huwajui. And that's the thing about, and maybe just to add on to that, unconscious relationships does not mean that you're unhappy. You know, unconscious relationships just means that you're not aware of the patterns that are going on. Exactly. Yeah. And
amazing. But if you just decided to apply the concept of conscious living in our everyday life, apply it everywhere, we will be good. We'll be in a good place in our relationship, finances.
You're no longer talking, you're no longer sharing stuff.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's what we need. I'm so glad you're here. I hope people have learned something. I know you always share your heart and soul. You were kind of disappointed about the internet, but that doesn't worry us. We've seen it's been bad. Sometimes it's really bad. This one was good. This one is good. So yeah, thank you, Alice, for I think you're still joining us in a week or two or something. It would be nice to have you back, tackling a different topic. It would be nice to have you back. Yvette, did you hear all this? It was just were you learning? You needed some notes.
Yeah, so much to cover.
Too much to cover. Well, thank you everybody for joining. I'm going to say our byes now. We love having you. Thank you for just commenting, be engaged, and I hope you've learned a thing or two. If you want us to cover something else, just tell us. We're always happy to try and help each other in every single way. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks. Bye, Yvette. You're not talking. Is that your network or what? I think it's a network. Bye, Yvette. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.